The business came from a dream, and the dream was to come and try and disrupt the medical insurance industry at that particular time, to try and offer products that the market was not offering. When I did my insurance exams, I selected medical insurance. Medical insurance existed, but there was no product written in Kenya. People never used to buy medical insurance because there was no demand. If you require to go to hospital, you go to government hospitals. But during the Moi era, the public infrastructure collapsed, and that created the demand. So by the time I was going to school to do my chartered exams, I'd already identified health insurance now. So I was in the pioneer stage of it. And all over the time I was employed, I just grew into health insurance. So it's the product that I understood best. Naturally, I had to move to a product that I understood, and so I set up a medical insurance business. The first milestone for I as an entrepreneur was to raise capital. And I raised capital from friends and family to get the license, which was the second milestone, to get the regulator agreeing that can go ahead with the idea as a medical insurance provider, setting up Resolution Health East Africa Limited. But the first 2 years, 2004, we had broken even, opening our first branch in Mombasa, again in the same year, 2004. We continued being profitable. Although cash flow was very tight in those early years. I remember in 2005, we thought we were going to close down. Other players in our industry were shutting down. 5 years later, 2007, again raising capital to buy an IT system, our first proper health insurance IT system. That was right. We raised money from a South African business who we later bought out. Then 2010, we did a private placement where shareholders injected more capital into the business. We then started doing just not health, but employee benefit products. Then the next milestone is 2012, when ADC from Germany invested to 25.1%. Of course, the next major one is conversion to a general insurance company in 2014, where we became Resolution Insurance. Medical insurance became commoditized. Consumers were just looking at price. Idea to diversify into impact, into the lower end spectrum, and to other products, engineering, marine, motor. We had to change our business model. To do that, we had to set up branches. We ended up opening brick and mortar offices all over, from Kisii, South Coast, to Malindi, to Mombasa. Then we had to set up other virtual offices in places like Embu, Machakos, and all that. This is in towns where we didn't have a presence. We needed to look for a broker or an agent in that particular space, and they handle our customer service and our distribution. So we all of a sudden the brand was everywhere. Even though our concentration was still on medical, we became experts in the general insurance space. The conversion from Resolution Health, Resolution Insurance came from regulatory pressure. We were big enough, risk was farmed out to our insurer, but our balance sheet was bigger than most insurance companies. So the regulator came into us and one other player and said, you must convert. Again, that going back to raising capital, bringing other members into the business. We agreed to diversify, which has worked out. But second, during the diversification process, we managed to disrupt culture. Not positively, I must add. When you're busy trying to grow, the foundation cracks a bit when you bring talent from other businesses. They come from a different mindset. By the time you try and bring that culture back, it's very, very difficult. And that's currently my drive, is focus on what we started to do. I engage with customers often. The customers want to be assured that the promise you have made to us will be delivered. We have waned a bit in that particular area. You get people saying, oh, what happened to the brand? You used to do this, you used to do that. And that's currently my drive, to bring it back to that particular ethos that the customer is the most important part. When we set up the business, we decided we will not be like any other insurance company. So we did things a bit different. We treated our brokers like family. We had engagement with medical service providers outside business. We intend to go back to doing exactly those things that we did before, that made us who we were. We did not need to just be another insurance company. A problem moment for me is when I meet a lady in the streets with a child, maybe 5 to 10 years old, who tells me, this is a Resolution baby. When I meet a customer who tells me my dad had cancer, my mom had cancer, you flew them to India or to the UK, you paid the bill, and now they are in remission. Another proud moment is when I meet an investor who is interested in supporting my vision.